Hi everyone and welcome to the review of Volant by Alan Rorison. The reason why there is no performance for this today and why I am not the biggest fan of it, right after the intro. So here is a review for Volant. If you haven't seen the performance of it, like a trailer, go ahead do so right now. As you might have noticed, there is no performance for it today. The reason why is actually pretty simple. I was not able to get the move down with the gimmick chain supplied. It was just a little difficult for me and I didn't want to perform it in a bad way or flash anything. That's the reason why I didn't do it. I could have done it with a gimmick chain that I already had at home. I'm going to tell you why I had a gimmick chain at home already. Okay, it was the exact same gimmick. It was the exact same gimmick chain, however, just a little bigger. I contacted Alan Rorison, asked him if I could do that, but somehow, for some reason, he said no. That would somehow reveal the trick. I have no clue why he thought that. Maybe he had a bad day. I don't know. However, even though I thought it would not reveal the trick, I thought no, I'm not gonna do it just to respect the creator. So if you have any problems with me not performing it, go ahead and complain to Alan. So, Volant comes in this packaging, pretty nice, and it is a DVD. There is a CD and of course the gimmicks you need for Volant. So the DVD is around 20 minutes long and he goes through 2 ways of making a ring disappear and how to load the ring onto the chain, which is of course the most important part of it. And there is the first downside. I believe that he could have gone through how to put the ring onto the chain more in depth, because when he does it, I mean, he has been doing it for over 10 years now. When he does it, it looks very smooth, it looks very simple, and it sounds very simple when he explains. However, when you really try to do it yourself, it is pretty difficult and it is a pretty knacky move to get down, especially with the gimmick supplied. Another downside. It just tells you the slides you have to know. It teaches you the slides you have to know to be able to accomplish the final visuals of this effect where the ring appears on the chain, right? So there is no routine build around it, no trick. It's just telling you, you can make the ring disappear like that and you can make it appear like that. That's it. Build your own effect for it. Might not be a big problem for some of you, but imagine this is like 35 bucks. So as the gimmick, in my opinion, is not worth the money, I at least expect something from the DVD. Why I'm saying that about the gimmick will follow in a moment. Talking about the gimmick, I would like to start with the pros first, as the negatives are, in my opinion, a little more. And keep in mind, this is just my personal opinion about it. Now the pros. It will last a lifetime, really. If you don't lose it, you will keep it on you really all the time, if you want it to. It is of good quality, so nothing to complain about there. And the reset time is very quick. If you don't put it off during the performances, you just need to put it back and you're all set to go to perform it a second time. However, if you take it off after the performance and put it into your pocket, the reset time will increase to 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, again, also not very long, right? And if you put it off, the reset has to be done without the spectators watching it. Keep that in mind. And now the cons. I have quite some issues with it. First of all, when I saw the trailer, I thought that I knew what the gimmick was, really, what the method was actually. And I was right. However, I believe that the gimmick was applied to the chain just partly. However, it is applied to the chain fully, the full chain is gimmicked, meaning you can't have the spectator examine it. If it was applied to the chain just partly, of course it would make the loading of the ring a little more difficult. However, it would get rid of some facts. For example, you would be able to have the spectator examine the chain, at least partly again, and you could be able to, or you would be able to actually, to handle the chain very freely actually. You could really take it off, here you go, that's the ring, right? Do that. With the gimmicks, with the chain supplied, you are not able to do that. Because of the nature of the gimmick, I can't really tell you what it is, of course. If you own it, you will know what I mean. Because of the nature of the gimmick, you can't really handle it freely. Usually you just keep it around your neck. That's it, right? So don't do any different moves with it. I'll stop there. Other than that, as it is a fully gimmicked chain, as I've said before, it cannot be examined. That's the second thing. Another thing, the gimmick supplied seems to be way smaller than the gimmicks shown in the trailer. I have no clue why, really. Because as I've said at the beginning, I have a set of gimmicks, or the same chain actually, already at home, really. The reason for that, I'm just going to tell it to you very briefly. A few years ago, I had the exact same idea. So I bought these gimmicks, right? And I built it on my own, which is the exact same gimmick. However, I even didn't like it then because of the fact that the chain was like fully gimmicked, it was too simple, it was missing something. That's the reason why I stopped. And then I also had the idea of a partly gimmick chain, which of course I couldn't like accomplish as a single person, like there was no company or anything like that to build a prototype to send in to them. So I stopped there and I have forgotten about it. Okay, I've never used my own set of gimmicks. Seeing that, like seeing Voland, the trailer, I thought, here we go. Alan had the same idea of a partly gimmicked chain, which he realized with a company. I opened the box, disappointment. It is just a simple idea that I had, like that. The fact that I also had the idea is like not the issue. I mean, he came up with it 10 years ago, so before me. However, I thought like they made this gimmick. Okay, it's not something specially manufactured for Voland. No, it is actually a chain. Okay, props that kind of already existed, right? So it is kind of a trick built over the gimmick, right? Usually you have your you have your gimmicks built because you have a trick. This one appears to be a trick built for an already existing gimmick, right? So what I mean by that, I said I had the gimmicks already at home, so I kind of paid twice for it and $35 for something I got cheaper. So you maybe already might have those gimmicks at home. Really, so if you believe to know the secret, I wouldn't spend my money on Voland because you already have the gimmicks. So you would basically paying $35 for the DVD only, right? And I have to say, the bigger size chain works much simpler and smoother in my case, right? So the chain being smaller in the DVD, okay, which you really get, is smaller. This might be a pro for some of you. In my case, it's like a con because I know the bigger ones work smoother and look, in my opinion, actually better than the smaller version. So this is just a personal thing. However, I believe it is way simpler to perform. So that's been said. As I've said at the beginning, I'm not the biggest fan of Voland. Even though I like Alan Rorison and his creations, I like to watch him perform it, but this one, I'm not the biggest fan of it. One, of course, big issue is the price, like $35 for something you can get way cheaper, you can find very easily online. So if you just do a research for 2 minutes, you will be able to find it in different sizes and I believe different colors. Other than that, they could have really made so much more with this effect. It's a great idea, but they could have done so much more. They could have added more details to it to make it more realistic. Like they could have made it their own gimmick, okay, and not props that you can find anywhere really. And then it would be worth the money, like $35. You can of course give it a go. Like this review was all my personal opinion about it. I hope to have helped you a little bit. That's been said. That was the review. I really hope you enjoyed it. That's it. I'll see you at my next review.